So you want to have some, oh, yes, Rick, you can record. You want to have your listings, but you also don't want to lose out on buyers because the market can turn on us on a dime. And we want to be ready for everything. So last week, 2 weeks ago, I had a client tell me that he's going to wait for the market to change. He wants to wait for, he thinks the prices are going to go pre-pandemic. And I was like, okay, I mean, I was here pre-pandemic, but what was the market like pre-pandemic? So I did a little digging, and I'm going to share my screen with you, courtesy of Mr. Rick Scott. And I want to show you guys an example of what the market was doing pre-pandemic. So this person is paying $2,800. Can you see my screen, Rick, Steve? Okay. So you can see that this person is paying $28 a month rent. So this is what the 30-year fixed rate would look like, well, 2 weeks ago. This is what the rates are a little better now. This is what the 30-year fixed rate would look like. Look at this payment, $22.99 compared to his $2,800. This is now. Okay, so I will talk about your pre-pandemic. Here we go. Interest rates, November 2019, the rates were 3.875. His payment would have been $23.27. If it goes back to pre-pandemic, notice this condo, instead of it being $375, is now $350. Okay, so let's say that the housing market appreciates. So this $375 condo appreciates 4%, which is average in Fairfield County. And now that condo is worth $390. Okay, let's say rates stay flat. So the rates are 3.125. Payment is higher. So we got 22.29, which is now, 23.27, which was pre-pandemic, 23.66, which is a year from now. Okay, all right. Let's say the market stays flat. We'll say housing prices come down. So housing market stays at 375, but the interest rates go up, which is probably more what they're projecting. So the rates go to 3.75, and now it's higher. So the housing market stays the same, but now that payment is higher. But guys, what's the moral of the story here? He's paying $2,800 in rent. No matter what time period he's in, it's a good time to buy. So the reason I share this with you guys is you want to be able to help your renters understand that it's always a good time to buy. Yeah, if you guys want this, I actually put it on Facebook, so you can go ahead and swipe it from Facebook, and then I'll post the link in here, and you guys can grab the link and have it for your people. One more thing, actually, real quick, I want to show you this one last thing. Notice this rent versus principal. So in 12 months, your client will have paid $33,000 in rent, or made $7,000 towards principal, which is their own personal money, $5,000. Even if the rates go up and the market goes crazy, they still come out ahead. Note, look at their net worth in 5 years. Rent, obviously nothing. You get nothing when you rent. You're paying someone else's mortgage. But look how much equity they have, $138,000 in equity. All they did was live in the house and pay rent or a mortgage, which they have to do anyway. You have to pay to live somewhere. You might as well pay your own mortgage. So there's a lot of tools in here. And the reason I'm sharing this with you is if this Biden thing takes place and happens, it's projected, nothing has happened yet. There's no rules on it. There's a lot of speculation. But if this Biden thing takes effect, it's probably going to happen in the fall. That's the projection. And we are going to have a lot of people that want to buy a house. We need to be prepared and help them and have the tools set for them, because not everybody is going to qualify for this program. But the thing is, everyone's going to think they can. So we want to be prepared. We want to be informed. We want to have a nice bag of renters if that should happen. So happy Tammy Tuesday. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Tammy. Always great stuff. So Tammy, I know you're going to put the link in the chat. Can you also email that to me? Because then I'll have Skylar blast it out to everybody, because that's really useful for everybody to have. That'd be great. Thank you so much. All right, guys, announcements. Let's see. First, today, I believe it's going to be today at 11 o'clock and 2 o'clock, as it is on Tuesday, Conquer Command. In this Zoom room, Conquer Command, 11 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Tomorrow, pens in hand, tomorrow, 1 o'clock, halftime strategies with Rick. He sent out an email, but we talked about that last week when we reviewed that we were, at the halfway point, guys. So Rick is going to be doing halftime strategies tomorrow at 1. Thursday at 1, listing agent mastermind. That sounds awesome. Be sure to be there. Listing agent mastermind. It's for everybody. Listing agent mastermind Thursday at 1 o'clock. Starting today, Tuesday at 4 o'clock, Ignite. Ignite is still ongoing through this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 4 o'clock. And then next Tuesday will be the last Ignite session for this round. So be sure to participate in all that. I think that's all for announcements. I think so. Okay, great. We're going to move on to our spotlight now. And I am really, really excited to, many of you already know, Steve Vevrek in our office. Steve comes to us from Coldwell Banker Commercial. And I'm just going to stop talking. I'm going to let Steve tell all about himself first and tell you about this really cool thing called government services. Okay, really pay attention, guys. Steve, can you unmute yourself? Nope, can't hear you yet.
There. I'm on.
Great. So tell us, Steve, tell us all about you and your background and what led you to do what you're doing today.
Well, the one thing about me and guys, being new to this company, I've got to admit, we all wear a lot of hats. I keep my hat collection back there. We're all about family. That's my grandmother and grandfather, so I'm into that. And my first ever, I painted this house. I drew this house when I was a little kid, and I always keep it on there. So it's my first home. You guys do a lot with putting things on video and stuff. Well, that's my first home. A little bit about me is I was the first selectman for a few years up in a little town called Monroe. I've been involved politically for over 30 years on town council, board of finance, and all kinds of other stuff. But it really, what got me into it is there's a lot of things we do in our towns. And guys, what I'm about to tell you about will be up on the 203. We will get it around to you all. I know Steve has a copy of it, and we'll be getting it up soon. Commercial services. Every one of us lives in a town. Every one of us wants to have our taxes lowered, to be working with your town officials to get things done. What KW Commercial is, you already know, it's a new, something a little bit newer to our side. We don't have a lot of commercial agents yet. And we talked to Laura a few weeks back about getting referrals. Well, this is just one other way to get referrals. If you find out anything more, if you live in your town and you find out about properties that are vacant, that are town owned, a lot of towns do own property. And as you see here, we're established in over 20 regions across the United States. We're brand new to Connecticut, but we have done some deals in Plainfield, Moose up north more. But like anything else, there's a lot of new things coming into the state. And, I agree with a lot of Governor Lamont's ways of trying to change EDC, economic development. What we do is we work with the first selectman, the economic development team, state officials to bring new properties into Connecticut. But a lot of communities have land that they're trying to sell. I know I'm working with one individual now, Jeff, about his police station in Stamford. Those are the type of properties that we want to see to expand, to actually sell off through private-public partnerships to 1031s, which will all be explained on the slides I'll be sending you. But this is just another way to make money for you. If you know of any of these pieces of land, just refer them to us. We will give you a referral fee. If you're on a town council or board of finance, if you're on a board of selectmen, if you want to work through it yourself, we can work out ways to even get you more extra dollars. No, it's not your primary focus. Your primary focus is on selling a house. And oh, by the way, through Keller Williams, my house sold in 3 days, just about a week ago. So if you have any rentals, I'm going to throw that in there. If you have any rentals, we're looking for another place because we're out of here in August. We're staying in Connecticut. But if you have any rentals, shoot me a note. But back to the government services. It's been around for a long time. Some of you who are into sports remember a name, Roger Staubach. He actually started it. Roger is big with Keller Williams, obviously. He's done a lot of stuff in government. But the team we have here, which will all be on the slides, is a very diverse group of people from economic development, from energy to multifamily. Those of you that are selling multifamilies, there's a lot of opportunity in town-owned land for that. You see that coming. We might as well make money off of that. There's no reason why these other companies can make money off it. But things we ask your municipalities, what is their vision? Some towns, believe it or not, don't have a vision. Some towns, believe it or not, don't even have an economic development coordinator. But these are some of the things we look at to achieve the objectives we're looking at. We look at the departments. We look at the real property management. I didn't change that one piece of the slide, but we work with school districts, and we ask for their 3 to 5 year outlook just to see what they're doing and what their key drivers are. Some places, like Monroe wants a Trader Joe's. It doesn't fit with Monroe because we don't have the traffic, but other towns do. So the land that is available can either be hooked onto another parcel and sold to a developer, which means once it's sold, it's off your tax rolls, which means you have income coming in. The property issues, again, with the opportunities, I go back to that Trader Joe's things. Many times towns want things. We all read our Facebook pages. Oh, we wish we had that. We wish we had this. We work with the town officials to get those type of things in, or come right up front and say, you can't qualify for this. We work with different grant programs. Our network of people in our team, and again, you'll see that all on, I stress to you, go to this site that we're about to send you to. We have so many experts across the country, not just across Connecticut, but across the country. And we're already working with a few commercial people, and we'd love to work with residential people as well. Different case studies. I mean, there are ways of going at it. Our clients tell us, we have a portfolio of properties, considered for revenue generation. And that's the main thing. Again, we all want our taxes lowered. This is a viable way to make it get done by working with them. Again, with the tax taken properties, some people don't have any idea how to proceed because they don't have any plans on how to do it. Zoning issues. Some of the reasons why you can't have these properties developed is it's against zoning. So we work with the zoning regulators to get things done. It's a big issue. Those of you who are selling, houses, and all of a sudden they turn into apartments. These are some of the things. Some of those aren't legal. So I'm sure you all know that. I'm speaking to the choir here, but those are some of the things. Procurement is, again, because of zoning issues, very, very constrictive. That's capital, increasing capital requirements. How do you make money? You raise capital. So in the cash flow restrictions, some places, again, can't do it. We work through all these different ways to make this happen for your community. I mean, that's how, when I was first selectman, we didn't have an economic development coordinator. I was it. I worked with developers side by side to make this stuff happen. So it does happen even in little towns like Monroe. Now I know Stamford, Norwalk, or Norwalk, for those of you who aren't from Norwalk, they have big employee pool to pull from. Stratford, Bridgeport, all have these big employee pools, but we work with the smaller towns and even some of the bigger ones that are, you always hear, well, we never done it this way. We show them how to do it with best practices. We are a team of best practices. And I'm sure even with the residential side, you work on teams, so you know what that's like. Everybody has a little bit of expertise. We can bring in the right people for the situation in your community. So, I mean, I just stress to you that you work with us, work with your commercial team, and get these things to happen. It's, again, like Laura said a couple weeks ago, it's just another way to make money. And I'll share that way with you also. It's the same basic structure, but with me and with the commercial and with the governmental team, it is more like if you're already on a board of commission, I can't stress it high enough, introduce us to the planning and zoning people. If you're on a town council or a board of selectmen, bring us in there, at least get us a meeting, and we can maybe uncover a few things for you. But I don't want to, not that this is a waste of time. I don't want to go into too much more because I know you have a very busy day. Again, if my house can sell in 3 days, you guys must be really rocking over there too. So I'm just very proud to be with Keller Williams. Very proud to be with Keller Williams Commercial. And I'll tell you, the government services thing is a new thing rocking. And I've got to thank Steve Scott for bringing me aboard because, you know, we gave him a presentation. And I think it really blew his socks off. And I know it'll do the same for you.
Yeah, absolutely. It really did. Steve, it's so great to have you here. And I think there's going to be a lot of opportunity coming your way from this group.
Yeah.
They are networkers, and you know, whether it's someone they know directly or maybe indirectly through a client or a friend, they'll hear about, you know, opportunities within their municipalities or any town surrounding here. I think it's fair to say, Steve, too, that a lot of these towns probably have very tight budgets.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So the opportunity to find more revenue is something that they'd be very interested in, right?
Yeah.
I would imagine you're going to be busy.
I'm already starting to get busy. I mean, that's the main thing. When I was with that other company, they wanted to do something like this, but they didn't have the wherewithal. I can't stress on you enough of what has happened to me in the past month and a half being with Keller Williams. Maybe it's just this team, maybe it's just this leadership. But again, like the T-shirt says right there, never settle, never. It's amazing what you can get out there. And I can't thank Steve enough. I haven't met Rick yet, but I know everybody that I've met on this team across the state. And when I say it's a team, I'm big in the family. I'm big in the team. I'm big on collaboration. So, you know, let's get this done and let's make a little extra money.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we're thrilled again to have you, Steve, and thanks for the presentation. We'll send out this whole presentation deck to you guys so you have the details.
Yep.
And you can reach out to Steve with any questions and any recommendations and referrals for sure.
I appreciate it.
Great. Thanks,
You guys
Steve.
have a great day.
Steve, put your email and contact info in the chat so people have it. They're asking.
That's one thing I have to learn, so I'll try to do that.
Okay, just click on chat and you can type right in there.
There you go.
All right, cool. All right, guys, that was great, right? All right, let's move along. And I think Marty Miller, I'm sure, has something awesome for us, doesn't he, Sir Adonis?
Yes, he does. So today, Marty's going to talk about finding referrals, and that's super important because you can make a lot of money with referrals. We have people that use it at a high level, so please pay attention.
Good morning, Keller Williams, and welcome back to the KW Command 66-Day Challenge 5.0. And today is day 23. So today we are going to dive back into the referrals applet, and we're going to discuss how to find agents anywhere in the U.S. based upon their specializations and production. So we're going to go into the referrals applet, fifth one down here on the left-hand side. And once we get into the referrals applet, you'll see the third tab over is the map tab. Several things that we can do inside the map tab, but today we're going to really focus on production, finding an agent somewhere else in the US. So I live in Katy, Texas. If I wanted to find a referral partner, let's say I was helping someone sell their house in Katy, and I wanted to find somebody in, let's say, I don't know, pick a random city, Marty. Let's do Cleveland, Ohio, right? My dad's entire family is from Cleveland, Ohio. So let's say that I need an agent in Cleveland, Ohio. I can come into the map, making sure that production is selected in this dropdown, and I can type in Cleveland, Ohio. And when I do, I get an entire series of the Cleveland greater area, right? Got Lake Erie here on the top, and then all of these circles represent closed transactions where a KW agent either represented the buyer or seller over the last 12 months. And you can see on the right-hand side, I get a list of those agents. So here are 709 randomly sorted agents who have closed at least one deal in this specific map view. Excuse me. Now let's say I want to start zooming in. All right, so I can come over here to the bottom left-hand corner and click on the plus sign. And as I start to zoom in, you can see our map updates. So now we only have 521 agents who have closed a deal on this view. I can continue to zoom in and the circles will start spreading out. You'll even see we get a few dots. Those dots actually represent the address of this specific transaction. And the further that we zoom in, the less large circles, the more small dots that we're going to get until we get to the point where we just get several dots here on the screen. And you can click on the map and drag it around, and you'll see that then your list of agents and your dots would then change based upon the closed transactions in that specific area. So if we come over here kind of to the Ohio City area, Then we're going to get a series of lists for closed transactions in and around Ohio City. So let's say that we knew specifically that our clients were moving to Cleveland, the Ohio City area of Cleveland, and we need a buyer's agent. We can come in and now we could choose from any one of these 75 agents that was listed, or we can choose to sort by either first name, last name, total closed units, listings sold, buy sides, or leases. So depending on who we're looking to refer the business to, if we already know an agent, we just need to find them in the list. We could sort by a first or last name. If we want to sort by just a total production closed units, we could do that. However, we sold their house, excuse me. We need someone to help them buy a new house. So if we sort by buy sides, we would then see in this case, Michael Zinicola would be the #1 agent on this map. And the cool part is I can actually hover over Michael's name, and do you see all of the red dots that show up on this map? Michael has done a lot of deals in and around the Ohio City area. I can move down to Gregory. Once I hover over Gregory's name, then you get red dots where Gregory was represented, right? And you can go down here, Sylvia, right? So Sylvia, and then Ryan, and then Ed, and so on and so forth. So if I want to add one of these agents to my actual network, I could just click on the plus sign here with the silhouette of the person, and that would send Michael an invitation to join my network. Now, if I already know that Michael is going to be the agent that I refer the business to, I can also then just click on the second button, which is the send referral button. This basically would reach out to Michael, show him that I have a referral of what sort. In this case, it was a buyer referral, so I'd leave buyer selected. And then what's the referral fee amount that I'm requesting, the deadline, what's the price point of the home that my clients are looking to purchase, and then a personal note. I can also choose the buyer's contact from my database, or I can choose to create a new contact. And you saw this earlier in the week as well. Now, the reason that this is all yellow is that because Michael is not in my referral network yet, all of this information would be kept confidential until Michael accepts this referral. Once he accepts this referral, the contact would be created in his database and a new opportunity would be created as well. So this is essentially how you can use this map. There's also the filter feature here in the top right-hand corner. So if you click on filter, you can see that you have the ability to sort by KW specializations. And then you can also filter by closed units of at least a certain amount for the last 12 period, listings sold 12-month period, excuse me, listings sold, buy sides, or leases as well for at least blank over the last 12-month period. So that's another way that you can sort of par down this list. Right now I've just sorted everybody by total buy sides, but if I only wanted to see, let's just play with it, maybe agents that had done at least 12 buy-side transactions over the last 12-month period. If I sort the list by that filter, then we're going to get down to just Michael and Gregory. So that's how you can use the referral map to find producing agents in any city across the US, right? You can pull production from any city to send a buyer, seller, landlord, or tenant referral to. Tomorrow, we're going to get into how to find market centers. Say you have an agent looking to become a KW agent and you want to refer them to the leadership team of their nearest market center. We're going to dive into that tomorrow. So hope everyone has a great day.
Excellent. Well, I hope you found value in that, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Enjoy your training today, and we'll catch you next time. Thank you so much, both Steves. All right. Bye, Alex.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Carl.